Hello guys, welcome back to the new episode of Cmake. In this episode, I will be telling you about the file command in Cmake and how to use that file command. So file command is a general purpose command which is provided by a Cmake. Okay, so file command can perform various options. For example, if you want to read any file, then there is a read command. If you want to append or write any file, then we have a write and append command. For example, we need to rename, remove or install our file. Then there are command name rename, remove and install. But in this episode, we will be learning about the glob command. So what is glob command? Glob command is used to gather a list of files which match a certain pattern, a pattern which is provided by us, and store all that files into a variable. And a glob command is useful when there is a large number of source file in our project. So let's look into the basic syntax of the glob command, how we use a glob command and what are the parameters that glob commands needed and how the glob command syntax looks like. So let's look how the glob command syntax looks.
So glob command have three parameters. So first parameter is variable, in which it will store the files on our pattern. Second parameter is the relative path. This parameter is an optional parameter, but this relative path means that if we want to provide a path of our file, so we will use this parameter and give the value of a relative path. The third parameter is a globbing expression. Globbing expression is a pattern from which you want to match and store files according to it. So let's see how it will look when we use a real values with this glob command. So sources is the variable name which store the list of files, and we are not using the optional file path thing that we are directly passing the globbing expression. So the globbing expression is src slash static asterisk dot cpp. This globbing expression means that pick all .cpp files from src folder and store into this sources variable, which makes the Cmake much cleaner, and we are not giving the name of each and every file, and we are just recursively picking up all the files which are ending with .cpp and storing in sources variable. So this is how the glob command looks like with the actual values.
So this is how this basic syntax of a glob command looks like. Let's take a look into a cmake list.txt and see how we use our files or cpp or header files previously without a glob command.
So we have created a simple Cmake Hello World project. Let's add some new headers and source file and try to compile those files using a Cmake without using a glob command. So first, I have added a foo header in which there is a simple void function foo. And then I have created one more header file which is bar.h, in which we have bar void function. Then we have created the source file for the foo.cpp in which I have just give the definition of the foo function, in which it's simple cout foo, and same for the bar.cpp. To compile this code, if we try to compile this code without adding these files, the Cmake will give us an error like this, because in main.cpp we can see we are calling these functions foo and bar, but our current executable at executable just know about the main.cpp. So we need to add build slash foo.cpp build slash bar dot cpp. Now save it, and when we try to compile this code, it will compile and now it will print foo, bar, and hello world. So this is how we compile the code without using a glob command. So we have seen that if we are not using a glob command, we need to list all the files like foo.cpp, bar.cpp, and maybe there should be a lot of files, and that's not a good case to mention every file. So how to read all the files without mentioning them and like picking up all the files from the same folder? So we will be using file command and the subcommand glob, and then we will be giving up a parameter in which it will store all the list of those files which we are giving the regex of that file, that what type of file we are storing in that particular particular variable. So for example, I will be naming src, then I will be using build slash static dot cpp. So it means pick all the .cpp files from source build slash static dot cpp. Now I will remove all these things, just keeping main.cpp, and I will be passing this variable here, dollar curly braces and src. And now when I click compile, load, it will work same as it was working before. But now you don't need to mention all the files manually, and the code will work fine. Just we are doing in the glob command, we are storing all the list of .cpp file in that source variable and just passing that variable to the add executable function, and now the compilation is working fine without naming all the .cpp file.
So now you know how the Cmake glob command works and what are the uses of that glob command. So thank you guys for watching my video. Please subscribe my channel, keep supporting and stay tuned for the next videos. Thank you guys.